See, I told you we should have left earlier. Don't worry, we just missed the previews. But I like the previews, so watch it on your phone. Stop being a baby.
Tickets.
3, please.
You 3 together?
I mean, we're not together.
Theater 1 on your right.
Welcome to First Look.
Is that Dave? No, that's not Dave.
First Look.
We're trying to watch the movie!
Recorded live from the back of the line, between the multiplex and the local Dairy Queen. It's Last in Line, the only show on the internet that matters, where they talk about movies that don't matter. And now your hosts.
Hey, welcome one and all to Last in Line. This is episode 5. Thank you guys for joining us. We are so glad you made us a part of your day. For all you old listeners, welcome back. For all you new listeners, let me break down for you guys how this show works. We like to talk about movies. We spend all of our time in our lives speaking about them. We're going to take a look at the movie news, the things that are happening in the world of Hollywood around us, and then we're going to round out everything tonight with the same way we like to end each and every episode with a game we call Taglines. Now, before we get started, let me introduce you to the guys at the table. Joining me as always, it's the road dog Jesse James to my badass Billy Gunn, the X-Pac to my Triple H, the degenerate himself, it's Mr. Nat Martin. Hey, Nat.
Can I be known also as the face that runs the place?
You can be whatever you want.
All right, then. I like that. That was a great intro.
And on the other side of the table, he was gone last week, but Mama's come home to make sure the kids run the show correctly.
I know we got punished for her little play hour. I guess we had.
We did go over a little bit.
It's
but
fine.
Mama's come home to roost her chickens. Andy Reyes is back. Andy, we're so glad you're back.
I'll be back. And I am back. I'm back for good.
Mother. All right.
Oh, man. All right. We got a ton of stuff we want to get started with, so let's kick things off the way we start each and every show. We like to talk about the movies that we make each other watch when we play this game called Taglines. Now, for you new listeners, Taglines is a game that we like to play, and the loser is forced to watch something that they've never heard of, or they've heard of but they've never seen, with zero interest in what it is. Last week, Nat lost, finally. Our reigning champion was taken down by Andy. Andy is our new reigning champion, and Nat, you had to watch, what was it? You're the Worst?
You're the worst.
Oh, it's a TV show.
It's a TV
we
show.
give each other TV episodes, not movies, but yes. I had to watch season 1, episode 5, Sunday Fun Day from the show You're the Worst. One question. Did you know who directed the episode? Is that why you gave me the
No.
episode? Okay.
I told you last week, I said, I guarantee you, he didn't pay any attention to
I
who
know,
directed it.
okay.
He was just like, I love this show, you're watching it.
Alright, here we go. So how the show begins, how the episode begins and stuff, you meet up the 4 main characters getting together for Sunday brunch. There's Ginger Girl, super cute girl with a squeaky voice, British guy, and Andy Reyes. Now, the guy reminds me of Andy in the way of, if you don't know Andy and you see him for the first time, your mind thinks, is he Latino? Could he be Jewish? Maybe Greek. Maybe there's some Italian in there. Anyway, they're getting together for some Sunday Fun Day. The dude that reminds me of Andy, it's his Sunday to come up with activities for the day. So Ginger Girl is having problems because she has feelings for British guy. But she's also seen another dude who they talk about but never show. Anyway, Ginger Girl is getting ready to leave in a long trip with no-show dude, or the guy they don't show him. But the British guy is a bit upset because he too has feelings for the Ginger Girl. They have
You got a 20-minute episode and you can't remember their names.
So the guy that reminds me of Andy, he comes up with a list of activities to do. Anyway, Thomas Middleditch shows up playing the hipster, doing Sunday Fun Day with his squad too. That clearly upsets Jewish, maybe Greek Andy? Anyway, so the activities include visiting a record store, going to a taco stand, going to an open house, going to a petting zoo, and then also dropping 40 ounce and Eazy-E's remains. One of those actually sounds pretty fun. A petting zoo. Anyway, Ginger Girl and British Guy keep going back and forth without actually saying what they really want to say to each other on how they feel towards each other. Instead, they use the band Genesis and talk about eggs and pancakes as code. I don't know. So they all end up at a cookout. Super cute girl with a squeaky voice treats her nerdy husband like trash, but yet cries when she doesn't really love him. They're married. In the show, they're married, but then she treats him as trash, and then she kind of lets her guard down, saying that she doesn't really love him. So British Guy finally tells Ginger Girl to not go to the trip with the guy. She agrees, but leaves the party without a kiss or a hug. Finally, Jewish. Now, actually, I'm thinking he's Northern Eastern American, Andy. Like, he's, like, kind of from Boston. Either way, tells Middleditch that it was not cool for him and his squad to crash their activities. Thomas Middleditch confesses that his squad looks up to him, and he has run out of ideas to do for Sunday Funday. So he took the list. He stole his list. That's why they kind of crashed each other. Yeah, it turns out the guy that reminds me of Andy served in the army and saw his squad die. Yeah, boom, credits. Overall, like he drops that line of like, I saw my friends die. All right, I don't feel bad. And then he leaves, and Thomas Middleditch is like, you saw your friends die? And part of me goes, why isn't that a show? I want more though. Okay.
Now, we do this thing every time we do one of these reviews. Nat, would you go back and rewatch this show from the beginning? Do you think you're going to keep watching it?
No.
Not a show for you?
Clearly, I did not remember their names after the episode. And
we got to get into the movie news rundown. Eddie, hit the music.
Okay.
It's a movie news rundown, and it seems to me, with all these movies coming out, there's too much to see. And we ain't giving you a list of our Oscar picks. We're just telling you which ones look like the best flicks.
This is the movie news rundown. What we like to do here is we like to take a look at all the big stories happening in the world of Hollywood around us. And kicking things off today, guys, a brand new trailer came out for Tomb Raider. We've been waiting for this thing to drop. What are we thinking about the 2018 reboot for Tomb Raider? Andy?
Well, I think it definitely looks like it's going to be better than the first two Tomb Raiders that we got. I didn't like either one of those. You know, for initial trailer, I thought it looked good. I still don't really know what to expect because, you know, video game movies don't always turn out very well, but it looks good. I like Alicia Vikander. I don't really know the director too much, but I've heard that he's done some good stuff. But what I did find out when I went down the rabbit hole of IMDb is that this movie was written by a woman. I've told you guys before about this. This movie is written by this woman named Geneva Robertson Dworet, who has all of a sudden come out of nowhere and gotten all these huge writing gigs, and the only thing that she has on her resume is like a short film, and she's got Tomb Raider, Captain Marvel, the new Sherlock Holmes movie, a Dungeons and Dragons movie. Like, I don't know how she's getting all these movies. So I don't know how good it's going to be because, you know, I like to base my judgments off writing a lot of times, and I have nothing to base this on.
Nat, how are you feeling about it? Are you in agreement with him?
Well, I mean, if we're going about writing, already you can tell by the trailer that they're going with a new video game. You know, they're adding Trinity from the video game. So if that shows any indication of what they're going to do with the movie and just take from the video game, that's already, I've already, you know, you already bought me with that in. And then I think it might be successful now that we're having, you know, this whole renaissance of action-packed movies with female leads. It could bring a lot of women to go see, you know, Tomb Raider, and it can break the curse finally. I think so. I'm hoping for, but it seems like it's on track, and you have a great villain.
I absolutely need this movie to be good. We've been waiting so long to have a good video game movie, and I need this to be the one.
Again,
we thought that we thought Warcraft was going to be the one. It wasn't. We saw Assassin's Creed. We all thought, hey, this is going to be the one. It wasn't. I need this to be the one. I need it to break the curse. It looks so much like they have taken the parts of the game, like the big scenes that you love, that you watched the cinematics for. They've taken those and they put them into the movie. At least they're in the trailer. But it also looks like they have created their own story and I think that's awesome. And
Now, wait, did you see the commentary with the director? The
No.
trailer stuff?
I read an interview he did where he was talking about how they're super influenced by the new reboot.
But well, I'm not going to go way into what he talked about, but there was a thing he talked about that part of the movie he shot. The way he shot it was the survival movie, which in the game you kind of do survive.
Right, for sure.
So that kind of right there, I like that this guy knows what he's doing. He knows the source material. He's treating it very well. I know not movies can be as great as Super Mario or Street Fighter. What? They're really great.
You know what?
Video game movies.
I think the bottom line is the trailer looks good. I think the movie may be good, but there are other video games that I think we want to see become movies too. So guys, what we're gonna do here is we're going to take a minute and we're going to tell you 3 movies that we think should be video game movies before Tomb Raider. Andy, what is yours?
Okay, mine is the movie that I think everyone kind of feels like is untouchable, and that is Super Mario Bros. Okay, so the movie starts off in a world much like the movie Wreck-It Ralph, where the characters in Super Mario Bros. Know that they are a video game. In this movie, Bowser is fed up with smug Mario always getting the girl and winning the game, so he once again kidnaps Princess Peach, but this time he runs off with her into the live-action real world amongst the backdrop of modern-day New York City. So Mario, played by Sacha Baron Cohen, follows after them, only to realize that he is completely out of his element and no good without someone holding the controller and telling him what to do. So he searches New York City for some top-notch, middle-aged, hardcore gamers to help him navigate the mean streets, get past some booby traps that Bowser has set, and once again save his princess. The climax of the movie will see our hero nearly defeated by Bowser and about to give up when his brother Luigi comes swooping in on a giant green dragon named Yoshi and saves the day. This movie would be very self-aware and poke fun at itself and every bad video game movie that came before it. Directed by the only person I think could pull it off, Edgar Wright.
I would see that, but to be fair, I would see a lot of things that are bad movies. Nat, what is your video game that would make a better movie than Tomb Raider?
Well, I'm going to piss off a lot of fanboys. A Portal movie.
A Portal movie.
But now, I know the video game is real complex and different, but my version of would be is the Portal gun land with 2 nerds. Kumail Nanjiani and Ron Funches. And they basically just start around, just zipping through portals, going, stealing McDonald's and stealing this video games. And they just use it for fun. The villain, Tom Cruise. Why? Because they need to be chased. Who else can run faster through portals than Tom Cruise?
I'm gonna one-up you. Ready?
All right.
My pick was Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot, voiced by Seth Green, co-starring John Lithgow as Dr. Neocortex, Hank Azaria as Dr. Nitrous Brio. Aku Aku the Mask will be voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch. The plot, Dr. Neocortex and Dr. Nitrous Brio create a portal on accident in an experiment that goes wrong that transports them from the Wumpa Islands to 2017 Manhattan, where they start causing all sorts of chaos. Only our hero, who follows them through the portal, Crash Bandicoot, can save Manhattan and send back the mad scientists to the Wumpa Islands. Aku Aku works as a spiritual mentor to Crash along the way, and in this story, he's just like Jiminy Cricket, teaching him the ways of 2017 Manhattan. 1 million tickets right there.
Yeah, but yours would be animated and...
Animated CGI would be Crash Bandicoot, and then it's real world, like the Smurfs. Garfield.
Oh. Nah, you lost me already.
Nine
no,
Lives.
These
are multi-million dollar movies.
I was with you until you threw in the live
Did you say
action.
your director?
It doesn't need a director, it would direct itself. Speaking of things
true.
that would direct themselves, guys, another trailer dropped. We're just going to hang out here in the trailer park because another trailer dropped. Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle.
That was so
dropped
terrible. I like it. Go with it. The trailer park.
Welcome to the Jungle drop. What did we think about that? Andy, you just watched it again.
Yes.
How did you feel?
Well, I wasn't into it initially when I saw the first trailer. This trailer got me a little bit more intrigued. It explained a little bit more kind of where they're coming from, which I think looks okay. You know, I thought, oh, okay, they're making it modern day, but like the action looks fun. It looks like it's going to be funny. Another great team up for Kevin Hart and The Rock, and Jack Black looks better than ever.
Nat?
I mean, I love that they went with a video game because you already had 2 movies that already based, the whole board board game coming alive. So I love that they took the aspect of let's try to make it into a video game and play the tropes into weaknesses and strengths, and how you have the valiant guy and then you have, you know, the weak guy and stuff. I love the elements, and then chemistry just from the trailer alone with Jack Black, The Rock, Kevin Hart is just hilarious.
I think that this movie looks hilarious. I don't care what anyone says. This looks like a fun movie where you go in knowing this is not going to be a fantastic film. I'm going to go in, I'm going to shut my brain off,
It could be,
and I'm going to
though.
mindlessly eat a tub of corn, and that's going to be it.
It could be surprisingly good, but
It could be good, but like I'm not going in expecting it to be great. I'm going in expecting to have fun. And that's what you got to do with something like this, is you watch the trailer and you go, that's going to be fun. I don't care what anyone else says.
oh, I mean, yeah, it looks like a big, summer popcorn movie, which, you know, that's what everybody wants.
Well, and you can't have a more fun or more entertaining movie without a team-up by The Rock and Kevin Hart.
That's true.
Guys, that's exactly what we're going to do right now. We are going to put 60 seconds on the clock, and we're going to pitch as many Kevin Hart and The Rock team-up films as we possibly can. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
All right, now we're starting with you. 60 seconds is on the clock. Go.
All right. I want to remake Glengarry Glen Ross with The Rock, Kevin Hart, Kevin James, and Melissa McCarthy. I'm keeping the same track of, they're just cursing each other out, throwing F-bombs, calling each other C-bombs, and I want Mark Wahlberg to play Alec Baldwin cameo.
Andy, go.
Mine is an all-black version of DC's Shazam, where they do their own take, and instead of Billy Batson being a young boy, it's a small man, Kevin Hart, who turns into Shazam, played by The Rock.
Gilligan's Island, where The Rock is the skipper and Kevin Hart is Gilligan.
Oh, I want to remake The Fugitive with Kevin Hart being the Harrison Ford type and The Rock chasing Kevin Hart.
I'm going to play off of that and say that you should do The Fugitive, but have Kevin Hart being the U.S. Marshal and The Rock being the fugitive. I think that would play a lot better.
That plays way better.
That's good. I got a movie where Kevin Hart's a rabbi and has to help his recently widowed friend The Rock's son, called The Yom Kippur Kid.
Oh, I'm gonna remake a classic, Jingle All the Way, with The Rock and Kevin Hart. And basically, The Rock plays Arnold Schwarzenegger's role, and Kevin Hart plays Sinbad's role.
Mine, other one is a remake of The Great Outdoors, where Kevin Hart is the straight man. Kevin Hart is the straight man, and The Rock is his obnoxious brother-in-law.
A movie about two female scientists who create the perfect man in The Rock, but try a second time, and the experiment goes wrong, resulting in the creation of Kevin Hart. Oh, and that is 60 seconds. Now, speaking of best friends like Kevin Hart and The Rock, Morgan Freeman's in the news again with his best friend Tommy Lee Jones. That new trailer just dropped for Just Getting Started. Andy, what did we think about this?
Oh, but they're not just getting started. This is like the fourth in a line of old man. We used to be great movie stars. Now we're just kicking the bucket around. Like, you know what? This seems like a movie. I used to go take my parents to the movies every Christmas, and I'd pick something that I knew they would want to see. This looks like one of those movies. Like, yeah, I think they'd want to see this movie, so I'll go see it. But otherwise, I probably really wouldn't.
Now, my feelings on this is that we've seen this movie at least 2 other times now.
Yeah.
Going in Style and Las Vegas. I'm all for it because I enjoyed at least one of the two. So, you keep giving me over-the-hill style movies like this, and you keep getting my money. I'm on the board. I saw that trailer, and I laughed hard. You put Morgan Freeman in a role like that, where he is the sex symbol of his nursing home, I'm in 110%. Because Morgan Freeman is, by definition, the sexiest man alive.
But I told you already, seeing the trailer, they already won me with Tommy Lee Jones, because I'm a huge Tommy Lee Jones fan, and Rene Russo, so already they're like, man, now I have to go see this movie now. It's got a good cast, but for story-wise, it just doesn't seem like it's got a great story. It's just a bunch of gags with old people, old people dancing and old people golfing.
Yeah.
Well, we touched a little bit on the fact that we have seen this before, so we're going to put 60 seconds on the clock again, and we're going to pitch as many movies as we can with over-the-hill style comedies, dramas, anything we're feeling, anything with Morgan Freeman and his Rat Pack. 60 seconds on the clock. We're going to start with you, Nat. Go.
The idea I want to pitch is basically it's a retirement community and there's a killer. Yeah, basically just like a serial killer.
Mine sees Morgan Freeman playing an elderly professor dating a much younger woman who takes him to meet her family, including her mob boss grandfather, played by Robert De Niro.
Reverse Weekend at Bernie's, where Morgan Freeman's grandson is a Silicon Valley tycoon and he dies.
Basically Fast and Furious with old people. So we have Morgan Freeman, Robert De Niro, Tommy Lee Jones, basically stealing cars.
Morgan Freeman, Robert De Niro, Tommy Lee Jones, and crew, they play nom-vets in a Zombieland-esque world where they are badass at killing zombies because they have nothing else to live for.
Final destination, but death keeps taking them by natural causes like old age.
Road trip movie with Rene Russo, Tommy Lee Jones, and Morgan Freeman.
Die Hard in a retirement home.
Marley and Me, but from the eyes of the dog, and Morgan Freeman gets old and dies at the end.
Oh,
and
God.
that's time.
That's just super depressing.
And that's 60 seconds. Oh, man. Andy, I had one that was so similar to yours. It was The Purge, but with a group of old Vietnam vets.
I was going
around.
That would be good.
But
that
no,
would be good.
like the idea I had for the retirement community is like what happens when the purge hits. But then I thought, no, it's a better movie if like a slasher movie. Like we're trying to figure out who's the killer.
Well, TikTok, we're running out of time, so guys, we're gonna move on. We gotta hit Under the Movie Scope. Nat, hit the music.
What you want in the movie scope? What are all your movie tropes? The writing sucks, wasting all those bucks on CGI. We're gonna make your movie cry.
What the heck is that?
Felipe must have put baking powder in the car.
How much baking powder?
I don't know, maybe like 42 kilos.
This is Under the Movie Scope, you guys. What we like to do here is we like to look back at older movies and look down at them and say, what is wrong with you?
Or what is great
what
with
is
them.
great about you? So,
Does it stand the test of time?
does it stand the test of time? We like to say, does it hold up? This is a movie where we're all going to disagree vastly. Guys, we looked at 2015's Hot Pursuit, starring Reese Witherspoon and Sofia Vergara. This movie, I'm just going to tell you right off the bat, guys, this movie is absolute horseshit.
Oh, I disagree right there. That's strike one.
Now, I told you guys going into this, we posted on our Facebook page, tonight we were going to take a look at why Andy and Nat's sense of humor is so low for entertainment. Nat just told you. What did you say, Nat? This movie was great?
Yeah, it's funny.
All right, there it is.
I feel like that was kind of unfair towards me. Okay, I texted you not even halfway into the movie. Okay, I saw this movie literally in two halves. I stopped at halfway and then I finished it the second half later. The first half, the setup, it's not a bad setup. You know, it could have been a good movie. The second half was awful. It just derailed. Okay, it felt like I watched two different movies. Okay, the characters were bad. The writing was awful. The best character in this movie, I felt, was Reese Witherspoon's character. Like they could have actually done something with that character. It felt like Judy Hopps' character from Zootopia a little bit. Yeah, they could have done something with that. She's delightful. You know, you like her in this movie until about halfway through, and then you just hate everything about this movie.
I have to say, I've just got to say this before I get, too hot and heated and I start losing my concentration.
Before I pass out
from the whole yelling. Girls are funny, guys. Okay, girls are funny. All right,
Girls can be funny.
And this
Reese Witherspoon is not funny.
This is a great example of typical buddy road trip, comedy and stuff. You have two different characters. One's a
This
hot-headed.
was a poor example of a buddy comedy.
I've seen worse. No, I've seen worse cases of like the whole "I witnessed murder, we gotta run away," and you have to save me. I've seen worse cases of a movie like this.
No, can I tell you? Look, Reese Witherspoon and Sofia Vergara, no chemistry. They had zero chemistry.
Yes, they did.
No, they had zero chemistry.
They did have so much.
And everything about this movie was generic. The plot was generic. The characters were generic. The script was generic. Everything.
It's
about
a simple
this movie.
movie.
Was generic.
As I'm telling you, it's a simple movie of like.
It is borderline insulting to the viewer.
No, it's not.
It was bad.
It felt like halfway during writing of this movie, the writer just kind of like gave up and just couldn't decide what he wanted to do. The characters were very poorly fleshed out. They started throwing in characters that you didn't really give a crap about. He couldn't figure out how he wanted to end it. Like, it just would not end.
In the beginning of this movie, Reese Witherspoon is chasing down her date.
Yeah, because you played by who? Do you know who?
Yes. Look. But she is chasing down her date, and she's like, and she pulls a gun on him.
Yeah, because she's trying to run away from her.
Oh my. Look, that alone, the movie starts off, and you're just like, nope. If I could have got up and walked away, I would have. But we had already agreed we were putting this down in the movie scope, and so I was in. I was committed. But Nat, tell me why it's good. Tell them why it's a good movie, because I'm not gonna be.
It's got so many funny gags. You have Reese Witherspoon lighting a guy on fire. What's not funny about a guy getting caught on fire?
I'll give you. I giggled a little bit.
Hold on.
I chuckled the same amount that I chuckled in Jack and Jill when Al Pacino came on and was selling the Dunkachino. I chuckled that much when the cocaine thing happened.
Yes, that was the best part.
The Jim Gaffigan.
That was literally the point when I texted you and said this was hilarious. And then I ate my words.
I love the gag throughout the movie that every time in the news report, they keep reporting that they keep changing the numbers of making Reese Witherspoon shorter and making Sofia Vergara older, and they're just flipping out like 48 or 56, and then 4'8". I'm not 4'8".
Right there. And that was one of my biggest problems. The accents in this movie made me want to kill myself.
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't get about you because you love Modern Family. She acts the same way in Modern Family.
Her voice was so different in this movie than it is in that movie.
No, it's just that in Modern Family you only see her for like a couple minutes at a time. This movie, it's like, look, all in your face.
In this movie, you guys, Reese Witherspoon is doing her best Larry the Cable Guy impression. I borderline expected at some point in this movie for her to yell, "Get her done," at Sofia Vergara while waving a tiki torch and a Confederate flag.
She plays a Southern cop.
She is Southern. Like she said that she grew up with a Southern accent, and then she kind of got rid of it for her acting career.
And then, wait, I'm not done, because Sofia Vergara is doing her best Sofia Vergara.
Yeah.
Basically is saying the Colombian Fran Drescher.
Yeah.
Which is the equivalent of torturing someone for trade secrets.
I agree to disagree.
She is the Colombian Fran Drescher, and it's so grating on your ears. You mix that with Reese, the Cable Guy, and I'm out. I can't do it. It is 2 hours of that just grating on your ears. Not to mention the paint-by-numbers plot, just like insulting you as a viewer the entire time, going, hey, you guys get what's going on? Do you get it? Do you get what's going on? I couldn't. I don't understand.
I hated that they kept bringing up these stupid shoes that she had. She's I had to bring my shoes with me. And then the payout is it's just like, that's how she laundered money with gems on her shoes.
Yeah, guys, we're about to spoil this movie big time, but this movie is it's 2 years old, so if you haven't seen it at this point, that's on you.
Don't see it.
Yeah, don't see it, but
we're
about to spoil it.
See it.
Don't see it.
Have a good chuckle.
Andy, spoil the movie.
How?
Here, I'll tell the movie. So basically,
tell them about the shoes.
So hold on. Basically,
hold on.
They
they keep talking about these shoes because she packed like 4 suitcases, and like they're all full of shoes, like high heels, and they're all like have diamonds all over them, and then like they keep bringing up these shoes. Why do you have to have all these shoes? Why do you have all these shoes? And then at the end, you find out that she like launders money by putting diamonds on the shoes, and that's how she gets them across the border and stuff like that. But the way that they go about it is they don't explain it well. They tried way too hard to keep bringing it up, like, remember these shoes.
Yeah, but those shoes are MacGuffin because they're not really the point of the movie. The plot of the movie was that there's a cartel guy who wants Sofia Vergara dead, and it's Reese Witherspoon's job to keep her alive because she's the key witness. The shoes had nothing to do with the movie. It's just like the briefcase in Pulp Fiction. You show you the briefcase, but it really was nothing with the movie. It's a MacGuffin. You fell for it, Andy.
The oldest trick in the book.
Here's what I didn't fall for. Why was she in jail at the end?
Because she broke crimes because she laundered money, because that's how she gets caught. Like Reese Witherspoon figures out.
But she said that's how her husband laundered the money, but they got a deal for testifying against the bad guy, so there's no reason why she should be in jail at the end.
That is true. He does have you there.
Because she does break crimes because her husband was a drug dealer.
And she didn't even get to shoot that guy at the end.
Which is funny funny.
She was
because
so
that's the
mad
funny
at
gag
Reese.
that she,
There was a funny gag that
Yes.
Reese Witherspoon shot a guy.
Yes, because she made Sofia Vergara put her gun down. Like, for Sofia Vergara
Colombian Fran Drescher
was gonna shoot the cartel guy, and Reese Witherspoon talked her down, and like, see, we can arrest them. Boom, Reese Witherspoon shoots him. That's funny right there.
You guys, if that is funny.
Girls are funny, okay? Girls are funny.
All right. Yeah, I don't feel like there's very much we can really say about this. I feel like at this point we've talked this movie to death.
I can't
you guys,
talk more.
we have a rating system here at Last in Line where we like to say buy in advance, which means it's a great movie.
Yes, like, go see it, you know.
Buy your tickets.
A must-see, a must-watch.
Worth waiting in line, which means it's a pretty good movie. You know, it's worth checking out.
Yeah, it's worth checking out.
Rental, which means it's okay, but it's really up to you if you want to see it or not. Don't take our word for it.
Rental or stream it, either way, yeah.
And skip it, which means this movie is absolute dog shit.
Yep.
Don't watch it. So, if we had to rate it right now, Andy, what would you give this film?
Oh, definitely skip it.
To skip it from Andy, Nat, I mean, I know where you're going to stand on this, but go
really?
ahead.
Oh, really, Kevin? Where am I going to stand at this? Huh? What am I going to choose?
Buy the 3D Blu-ray?
No, I'm not going to. I'm going to
Do
say.
you own the 3D Blu-ray?
No, I don't own.
Was
the
it
3D
shot in 3D?
No, it was not.
Not. You know what was though? Drive Angry. It's fine. We'll talk about that later.
Rent it. It's a rental for me.
That's a rental for you. Guys, for me, I'm saying skip it. This movie was absolute dog shit. My kid has had more interesting things in her diaper.
Well, that's because she's cute. That's what you can't use that excuse.
Skip it. Don't watch this movie. There is a movie you should be checking out, though. It's called It, in the theaters right now. Andy's got a review. We're going to go into that. Hit the music, Andy.
Did we like it? Did we hate it? Did we get all confused? It's time to give our movie reviews.
Hiya, Georgie. You look like a nice boy. Do you want a balloon too, Georgie?
I'm not supposed to take stuff from strangers.
Oh, well, I'm Pennywise the dancing clown. Now we aren't strangers, are we?
Alright, you guys, Andy's gonna review It for us. He was the only one of us that was brave enough to check it out. I am absolute chicken shit, and I like to sleep at night. So,
And I don't like clowns.
So we didn't see it. Andy, though, however, was brave enough. He went out, he trekked out last week when he wasn't here doing this show with us, and he saw It. Andy, take it away.
First off, I really love this movie. But to preface, I must say that I watched this movie with the worst 11 p.m. movie-going crowd ever. Like, the movie starts off where you see the younger brother, Georgie, running down the street in the rain after his little paper boat, and it goes into the sewer, and that's when he meets Pennywise, the dancing clown, and they have an interaction together. Okay, they talk, blah blah blah, and then Pennywise hands him the boat, says, "Here, take your boat," and bam, bites the kid's arm off. That's when the guy's like, it's an intense scene. I feel like it would have been more intense without the laughter. But so the kid gets his arm bitten off, and he's just like dragging himself in the street, like blood everywhere, and then Pennywise finally just pulls him down into the sewer, and that's the intro. And then after that you get into the movie. Okay, the movie takes place in the small town of Derry. It's set in I want to say 89 something. It's in the 80s as opposed to the original, which took place in this 1960. But you can't really tell that it's not super 80s. It's still small town Americana, whatever. And you meet these kids. So each of these kids have interaction with Pennywise at some point during the first part of the movie by themselves. Like they each have their own specific fear that Pennywise attacks them with. And at some point, they all kind of get together and meet, and they realize, oh, we've all had these different interactions, these different fears that have attacked us. And there's one thing I didn't love about this movie is because they each have their own fear. Oh, this I was attacked by this. I was attacked by this. I was attacked by this. Richie was the only person that wasn't attacked by Pennywise to begin with, and I think they should have said, "Oh, Richie has no fear," or he's like, "Oh, because they're like, what do you fear, Richie?" And he's like, "Clowns." I feel like that was such bad writing. Like the only bad writing really in this movie. He should have been like, I'm not afraid of anything. And that would have made sense for at least a kid to think that he's not afraid of anything. And then it would have tied in better when they track Pennywise to this old abandoned house that looks really creepy. And when they go inside, Richie finds a wanted poster with his picture on it. And he starts freaking out. And that would have been a better moment if he'd said, "Oh, I'm not afraid of anything." And then he finds this poster and starts freaking out. One thing I should say is, if Pennywise wasn't in this movie, there could still be a horror film, because another great villain in this movie is the bully, Henry Bowers. Now, that kid is a psychopath. I see bullies in movies, and I try to be like, well, maybe there's something going on. They're really not that bad. This kid needed to die. But this kid was sadistic. He beat these kids. He literally was hating on Mike for being black, hating on Ben for being fat. At one point, he catches Ben and tries to carve his name into his stomach. And he gets the whole letter H into his stomach before Ben kicks him in the balls and falls down the hill. And that's kind of when they all kind of like meet up. But anyways, this movie comes to a point where they're like, okay, we can either fight this thing or run away. They find out that it comes back every 27 years. They're like, well, in 27 years we'll be 40. It won't bother us anymore. But Bill's like, no, this thing took my brother. Even if my brother's not alive, we need to kill this thing. We need to kill this thing. So they finally decide, okay, we're gonna attack it. They go into the abandoned house, which has an old well. It's a well house. They go down the well. That's where Pennywise lives. At this point, Pennywise has kidnapped Beverly. That's one of the main reasons why, like, well, no, we have to go save Beverly. They go down there. They fight with it a little bit. They hurt it a little bit because I guess, like, the less they fear him, the more they can hurt him. But at one point, Pennywise captures Bill, and he's got, like, a knife to his neck. He tells the other kids, give me this kid. Just let me have him, and I'll let you guys go. And I'll go to my sleep, and the next time I come out, you'll be gone, and I won't even worry about you. And at that point, that's when Richie was like, and this was a really beautiful moment, because he just gets real upset and yells at Bill. And you're like, wow, they're gonna leave him. He's like, you dragged me through here. You made me do this. You made me do this, and now I gotta kill this effing clown. And that's when they all just beat the crap out of it with bats, clubs, spikes, and they beat it almost to death, and it sneaks down into the well. And that's the end of Pennywise for that moment. Now they get out, and they all have they do a blood oath where they cut their hands. They're like, okay, we shake hands, hold hands. In 27 years we'll come back. If it's still alive, we'll kill it. The end. The sequel takes place 27 years later when they're all around 40. My fan casting for Chapter 2 for Stuttering Bill Denbrough, I say Jake Gyllenhaal. For the redhead Beverly Marsh, my pick is Amy Adams. They say that she looks like Jessica Chastain, but I think she looks exactly like Amy Adams. For chubby Ben Hanscom, actually in the sequel, he's supposed to lose a lot of weight. My pick is a young actor, well, not young, Mike Vogel from Grind. If you know Grind, you know Mike Vogel.
Fans of this podcast will know Grind.
For loudmouth Richie Tozer, I chose another loudmouth, Ashton Kutcher. For the neurotic Eddie Kasprick, I picked Charlie Day. For quiet
That's
Stanley,
actually damn good.
For quiet Stanley Uris, I picked John Krasinski. For Mike Hanlon, the conventional choice is Chadwick Boseman. Everyone says Chadwick Boseman. I went very unconventional, and I said Cuba Gooding Jr.
He's way older though.
He can. Okay, I was hesitant to say this, but it's true. Black don't crack.
I was about to say it, so
I would have gone with Sterling K. Brown. He's the guy who...
That's pretty good.
And to round it off, if for somehow the bully Henry Bowers survives...
He's alive.
Survives... Well, in this movie...
in this version, he may be dead.
If he survives, I think
he may be dead.
I guess so.
I think he could be played well by Michael Shannon.
Ooh.
Michael Shannon is a well-known asshole, so...
Yeah.
But that's my review. That's my fan casting.
Andy, if you had to rate this on our system, buy in advance, worth waiting in line, rental, or skip it, where does this fall for you on our rating system?
Oh man, I have to say buy in advance.
So you loved it then?
Oh yes.
Great movie, must watch.
Yes.
Alright. Well, I am chicken shit, so I'm not going to see this movie because I like to sleep at night.
It's probably not super scary.
Well, again, chicken shit, so... Yeah. And that's fine, I'm willing to admit that. Now, we got another movie review to do, so we're gonna jump right in. Now, I got a movie to ruin, you guys. Hey!
go home and clean tartar sauce out of Bob's beard right now, and probably one of his undescended testicles. And you're going to sit here and talk to me about how amazing these two guys are? Is there anything bad about them?
Okay, let me think. Flaws. FDR has these tiny, like, girl hands, like little T-Rex hands.
Gross. That means he's got a Mike and Ike for a penis.
You know that's not true. You've seen it.
All right, you guys, this is Kevin and Nat Ruin Movies. What we like to do here in this segment, if you're new to the show, is Nat and I have seen a lot of movies, not all of them great, and we tend to lean towards bad movies. It's not that we have a lot of time on our hands to waste, it's that we just like movies that are bad.
Because we learn from them.
We learn from our mistakes. Now, Nat and I have picked a movie starring the lovely and talented... I shudder a little bit when I said that. We have picked another movie with Reese Witherspoon.
Yes.
We are keeping it in the family tonight. We are keeping it in the action, comedy, romance genre tonight.
Oh, there's tons of romance in this one.
We are keeping it in the family for you tonight, Andy. Nat and I have picked out This Means War. Let's get started.
Let's get started. The three main players you just need to remember is Chris Pine, Tom Hardy, and Reese Witherspoon. Chris Pine and Tom Hardy are CIA operatives.
Oh, yeah. But when this movie starts out, there is a cameo. It's very quick of Laura Vandervoot. Supergirl from Smallville. Not important to the plot, but I knew that you'd appreciate that.
That cameo flew through my head. It was like, okay, whatever. I don't remember Smallville.
You know what? And this movie starts out, and you think it's gonna be this badass spy flick. Tom Hardy and Chris Pine are shooting everyone, throwing punches, kicking ass while a suitcase of cash is blowing around in the wind next to a helicopter. And you're like, this is gonna be a badass flick.
Yeah, but then during the mission, they killed the villain's brother.
But
they basically
then Reese Witherspoon's name pops up on the screen, and you're like, well, there that goes. It's all downhill from here.
Basically, they ruined the mission and stuff, so they get chewed out.
Does it?
They get chewed out by their boss. Was it Angela Bassett?
Yes.
Yeah. She plays their boss, and basically she takes them off assignment and desk jobs. They're like, now you're doing desk jobs.
Yeah, but he's skipping over like the best part of this movie. In the very beginning, this guy falls off the roof and he ruins a perfectly good Ford Focus.
Oh my. Either way. And then you get to know more of the characters. Chris Pine.
He's a womanizing pig.
Yes.
In the very beginning of this movie, after the guy falls on the Ford Focus, instead of worrying about the Ford Focus, he's like, hey, do you think that girl's still around?
Yeah, he's very a playboy, while Tom Hardy...
Total James Bond fashion, though.
They are now reduced to doing a desk job for the CIA, and then we go more into the plot of the movie.
Did you know why you knew this movie was going to be bad? You knew this movie was going to be bad because in the very beginning, when it flashes across the screen, directed by McG.
Oh. Okay, so Tom Hardy, trying to cheer up his spirits from the divorce, goes onto a dating site and upload. He's like,
Reese Witherspoon is on this dating site because she has terrible luck in the love department.
Yeah.
In fact, in the very beginning of this movie, she runs into an ex-boyfriend who is with his new fiance, and she's lying to him about how she has a boyfriend. She goes into this restaurant to get sushi, and awkwardly in comes the boyfriend. And the jerk-ass sushi chef couldn't even lie for her. He's like, no, sushi for one. She always eats alone. Thanks, asshole.
So she also gets supported by Kevin's favorite character, Chelsea Handler.
Chelsea Handler is basically playing Chelsea Handler. You know why you know that? Because the moment she pops up on screen, she's talking about dicks.
Mm-hmm. So she basically convinces Reese Witherspoon to go to the dating site, and then she sees Tom Hardy's profile. So sets up a date. They go on a date. Everything hits off pretty well. You're like, okay. Then she goes to a video rental store.
She runs into Chris Pine in the hippest video rental store I've ever seen.
Now, Chris Pine doesn't know that Tom Hardy...
Does this take place in the 90s?
No, it's 2012.
Again, it is the hippest video rental place you've ever seen.
Now, Chris Pine doesn't know about Tom Hardy.
It's like in a mall.
So he flirts with Reese Witherspoon. So he's flirting because he's a womanizer. They have some sparks. And then now they're in kind of now dating.
And then Reese Witherspoon drops knowledge on him and figures out that he's trying to scam on her. And apparently Reese Witherspoon is a cinephile, which is shocking because when she leaves the video store, she leaves with a copy of 2005's Fantastic Four.
For research, maybe. I don't know.
It'd be a movie.
Okay, so either way, So you find out that Tom Hardy, he goes to Chris Pine. Man, I found this woman. She's pretty sweet. I think I love her. And then Chris Pine's like, that's funny because I kind of found this other girl too.
Chris Pine does some super sketchy stalking using his government connections to find her name, address, and license number.
So both being in the CIA, it doesn't take that long. They find out that they're dating the same girl. Now,
yes.
Chelsea Handler tells Reese Witherspoon, because, as girls talk to each other, she tells them, date both guys. Don't ditch one. Open your options. So the guys know that they're dating the same girl, but they have a gentleman's agreement.
No sex.
No sex. They'll let her choose. So they promise to each other, no sex. We won't sabotage, each other's dates, and we'll keep it fair game.
Then there is a scene where they use a huge waste of country resources to find out everything they can on Reese Witherspoon.
So
it's exactly how I imagine American tax dollars are spent.
So after a couple really good dates, they start really falling in love with her, and that's when they start sabotaging each other.
No, there is a scene where Hardy and Pine break into Reese Witherspoon's house in the middle of the night while she's there, and she's dancing around, cooking, singing, This is how we do it.
This is how we do it.
It is the most rapey scene because they're just they're rolling around, they're sketching through her house, and she has no idea they're there.
They're bugging her house, to get more intel on her.
Yeah, they're bugging her.
But they're trying to do it carefully and quietly, and she's dancing, making popcorn, getting ready to watch a movie, and because they're CIA operatives, there's very sneakily, just dropping here and that. Well, either way, they start sabotaging. Chris Pine gets tranquilized by Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy, he gets sabotaged.
He does something. Anyways, cut to Pine invites Witherspoon to meet his Nana, and by the end of the date, they're cranking it on the kitchen counter.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, he broke the rule.
Awkwardly, the next morning, they each tell each other thank you. It was a really weird scene.
Weird. Now,
anyways, we now find out that Chris Pine's small hands are not an issue. I believe Chelsea Handler compared him to a Mike and Ike. Right?
So while this is going on through the movie, the other side of the story is the brother that they killed.
Oh, yeah, and then Chris Hardy comes into work the next morning and finds out that his team who was spying on her...
Chris Hardy? You mean Tom Hardy.
Whatever, man. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, Tom Hardy comes in and he realizes his team was watching Chris Pine and Reese Witherspoon crank.
Ooh. Yeah, and they have to tell Tom Hardy.
Hey, we saw them crank.
So either way, what happens is the villain, he goes for revenge. So he finds out that where the CIA operatives are, and they find out that their love interest is with Reese Witherspoon. So he is trying to target her. So now the guys have to work each other, even though they hate each other because they were spying against each other. They sabotage each other. They broke the rules of no sex.
There was actually a pretty badass fight scene in a restaurant that would have been pretty badass if it weren't for the fact that they kept cutting between the fight and Reese Witherspoon talking to herself in the mirror.
There's a funny moment where Tom Hardy takes Reese Witherspoon paintballing, as a fun date, and he, being a CIA operative, basically John Wicks a bunch of kids.
A bunch of kids. He locks a bunch of kids in a room and he throws a grenade in there.
Yeah, he's parkouring through trees and treehouse clubs.
He's did you see? Did you see? He's super proud, yo.
Yeah, he's super proud and stuff.
Anyway, so the bad guy captures Reese Witherspoon and Chelsea Handler, and I feel like I can't be the only one who was hoping Chelsea Handler was going to die.
Yeah. So basically, the climax of the movie is they get her away, but the villain, is driving a car straight to them, and Reese Witherspoon, in the middle of the road, has to choose which side she has gonna, duck the car. Is she going to go to her right with Tom Hardy, or with her left is Chris Pine? So as the car is coming, she moves to the left and picks Chris Pine.
Aww.
This would have actually been a pretty okay action flick if it weren't for Reese Witherspoon. Because you buy Chris Pine and Tom Hardy as friends. You buy their chemistry.
They're
actually
super
have good
funny.
Chemistry.
And stuff, but what also they keep, well, don't feel bad for Tom Hardy, because even though he goes onto a dating site, he still has feelings for his ex-wife because they have a kid together. So he's
At
still
the end of the movie, the wife gets kind of back together. It's left up to your imagination.
Well, they're
you
working
imagine
things out. They're
that
working
as they
things out.
pick their kid up from karate practice, that they go home and they crank. So, in conclusion, if you've ever wanted to see Steve Trevor fight Bane over the opportunity to date Legally Blonde and Brain Dead, then this flick is for you.
Yeah.
Andy? Based off that review, would you see this movie?
I'd have to say probably not.
That's fine.
That's fine.
The only thing this movie convinced me is to tell people don't use Tinder.
If you were going to see this, I would say just get a fan to do a super cut of this movie to just cut Reese out altogether, and then it's just a really
I don't know
good.
why you hate her so
it's
much.
just a good love story
I
between
know.
two bros.
She was delightful in the movie.
It was the best
so.
part of Hot Pursuit till halfway through.
All right, guys, this is almost the end of the show, and we got a game of taglines to play because I got to take down the reigning champ.
It's time for taglines. No, Mom, it's not a waste of our time.
Alright, you guys, this is the end of the show, and what we'd like to do here is we'd like to play a game that we call Taglines. Now, if you're new to the show and you don't know what Taglines is, that's okay, don't worry, I'll explain it to you. Taglines is a game that we like to play where we guess movie taglines. It's as simple as that. We give each other a tagline, and then we have to guess. And Nat is finally, for the first time, going to be able to lead the game. So this is now a game between Andy and myself. Nat, take it away.
Alright, without further ado, we're going to start with Andy, because he won the last game.
Round 1, fight.
Alright, the tagline is, they left her no choice.
The Exorcist?
Wrong.
Kill Bill.
Wrong. Would you like, what do you want a hint?
Let me take the director.
Steven Soderbergh.
Oh. Lucky Logan? Is that?
Nope.
I want to say a Steven Soderbergh film with the tagline, they left her no choice, is Drive Angry.
Nope.
Give me a quote.
Alright, the quote is, you just get here as quick as you can. I'll drive. Just keep your eyes open. I haven't shut my eyes since you were born.
Is it an eye for an eye?
Nope. Kevin, your other quote, if you want, or do you want?
Yes, give me a quote.
Here, sorry. Just keep your head down. A few more minutes and we're out of it. Great. How are you gonna get out of this, I may ask?
Shit. I'm out.
Alright, wrong.
I said director, quote, give me the genre.
Action thriller.
Never helps. Drive Angry Part 2.
No.
Alright. What again? Can I have not all the information again, but what is the genre?
It's an action thriller directed by Steven Soderbergh.
Okay. It is Slither.
James Gunn? Yeah, okay.
No, I'm sorry.
I guess what's the
Okay, the last
year?
thing is, year is 2011.
2011. I don't know a lot of Steven Soderbergh movies. I don't think I know any Steven Soderbergh movies. 2011. Did he direct 2012?
Nope. Alright.
2011.
Last chance.
Is it Old Boy?
Nope. The answer was Haywire.
I wasn't gonna get that.
I was worried about the ones he's gonna pick.
Yeah.
Alright, so go with Kevin. This is a true story.
Are you fucking with me right now? Is that seriously
This
the
is true.
quote?
Yes, that's a tagline. Trust me, it'll make sense.
Okay. Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story.
I like the way you're thinking, but no. Andy?
The Blair Witch Project?
No. That's good. That's a great guess, but no.
Alright, give me the director.
Michael Bay.
Give me the tagline again.
This is a true story.
The Rock.
No.
Is it Pain and Gain?
Yes.
I get 4 points,
4
right?
points for Andy.
I forgot he directed Pain and Gain.
Alright, so we're going with Andy on this one? Okay. They're walking our streets.
Is it The Watch?
No.
That was gonna be my guess too. They're walking our streets. Invasion of the Body Snatchers?
Nope. Andy, do you want a clue? Or which clue would you like?
Give me the director.
Steven Spielberg. 1.
Did he direct Gremlins?
No. Well, I mean, he did. No, he did. He produced it. No, sorry, Joe Dante. No.
Steven Spielberg, They're Walking Our Streets?
Yes.
The Day After Tomorrow?
No. What hint do you want?
The year.
The year 1997.
Is it Lost World Jurassic Park?
Yes.
It is?
Yes.
No, it's not. Is
yes,
it
it
really?
is. Lost World Jurassic Park.
Oh. That's 3 points?
Yeah, 3 points. So you're 7.
I'm at 7-0.
Ugh.
Oh my goodness,
I
Kevin.
hate this game.
Alright, let me see. I'm trying to... Okay.
They don't call you the comeback kid.
No, they don't.
Okay. He knows the score. He gets the women. And he kills the bad guys.
John Wick.
No.
Crank?
No.
Can I get the year it came out?
2010.
2010, and what is the tagline again?
He knows the score, he gets the women, and he kills the bad guys.
Parker.
Nope.
I feel like it's a Jason Statham movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. Transporter 3.
Nope. Alright, what hint do you want?
Let me get the director.
Robert Rodriguez.
Give me the tagline one more time.
He knows the score, he gets the women, and he kills the bad guys.
Machete.
Yep. That's 3 points.
3 points.
Oh, shut up.
On the board.
Alright, we're going with...
You hadn't guessed that, I probably...
we started with Kevin, so
yes,
we go with...
it's Sandy.
Yeah.
Alright, last time he fought against his sworn enemy. This time, he will fight with them.
Say that again?
Last time he fought against his sworn enemies. This time, he will fight with them.
Oh, was it Fast 7?
Nope.
This time he'll fight with them. Hercules?
Nope.
Give me the year.
The year 2002.
2002?
2002.
Dang, I have no idea. Transporter.
Nope.
Okay, give me the tagline again.
Last time he fought against his sworn enemies. This time he will fight with them.
300.
Nope.
I'm trying to play.
Yeah, okay.
Give me the director, please.
Guillermo del Toro.
2002. I don't know anything that early of his... Hellboy didn't come out that early, did it? Hellboy?
Nope.
Hellboy 2, The Golden Army?
No.
Definitely wasn't that early.
I know.
Alright, I guess what... Do you want a hint?
Year,
What kind of hint?
director, quote.
A quote. Lock up your daughters, boys and girls. The Dark Knight returns.
Oh my gosh. Black Knight?
Nope.
It's always my guess. It's never right. Give me a quote.
Alright, sorry. Is the enemy of my enemy my friend or my enemy?
Pan's Labyrinth?
No. What hint do you want now?
Give me the genre.
Action, horror, sci-fi. I thought these were easy ones, but okay.
Yeah, you think. Blue Streak.
Nope.
The Shape of Water.
Nope.
That's 2017, isn't
I
it?
guess that's it, right? That's all.
That's all.
Yeah. Blade 2.
Guillermo del Toro directed that?
Yes, he did.
I did not know that.
Alright, we're starting with Kevin.
Yes.
Here we go. Face your demon.
Constantine.
Nope. Andy?
Face Off.
Nope.
Let me give me a quote.
A quote? Sorry. If we die, it'll be for glory, not gold.
Give me the tagline again.
Face your demon.
Can I hear my quote one more time?
If we die, it'll be for glory, not gold. Sorry, I can't. There's a lot of quotes I can't pick because
It's fine. It's fine. The movie is Vantage Point.
Nope.
I get a quote too, right?
Yes. Sorry. Keep a memory of me, not as your king nor a hero, but as a man fabled and flawed. 1.
Rob Roy?
Nope. Alright, well,
Give me the year it came out.
2007.
King Arthur.
Nope.
300?
Nope. Alright, I guess you want genre or director?
Give me the genre.
Animation, action, adventure.
Beowulf.
Yep.
Oh, I never saw that. That was 2 points.
2 points.
So you got 5.
5 to 7.
Alright, whose turn is it?
I believe it was who started that?
I go.
Andy.
Yeah, I go
Andy.
next.
You go next? Okay. A comedy with a great taste.
Tortilla soup?
Nope. What are you thinking?
The Slam and Salmon?
No.
Give me the director.
Brad Bird.
Brad Bird. Did he direct Ratatouille?
Yep.
Yes! And I win again! Defending my title.
I hate this game. Woohoo! Alright, well, the rules state that I am the loser and I have to admit it. You guys, I'm a loser.
Yeah, you are.
Now, with that out of the way, Andy, what am I watching?
Yeah. What is Kevin watching?
Kevin is going to watch an episode of Pretty Little Liars.
Jesus
From
Christ.
season 1. You know what? I'll be nice to you. I'll give you episode 1 titled...
Oh, the pilot. You get to see the pilot.
I'll be nice to you, he says, as he fucking says I have to watch Pretty Little Liars.
Oh my goodness.
You know what? If you're not hooked after watching the pilot, I won't bug you anymore.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't have
set up, right? They set up the show. What's
Here's the
gonna
thing,
go out in
like-
the pilot, so...
You guys, here's the thing about this game. We always complain when we lose. And it's not even because we're competitive, it's because of what we end up having to watch.
For me, it's competitive, but then I understand what you mean about...
Yeah. Alright, you guys, that's it. Taglines is how we like to end our show, and so we are at the end of yet another episode of Last in Line. Now, what we want to do is we want to make sure that you guys know you can email us at thelastinlinepodcast@gmail.com. You can send us a message on Facebook at facebook.com/lastinlinepodcast, or you can tweet us at lastinlinepod. Now, with all of those, you can send us information and tell us, hey, I need you to review this, I need you to ruin this, or I need you to include these taglines in your game. So make sure you do that, get a hold of us, let us know what you want to hear, and we will always respond. So, that concludes another episode of Last in Line. You guys, this one was really heavy on Reese Witherspoon. I think we can say...
You're too mean to her.
I feel like we can safely say we're not going to focus any attention on her next week.
No, we've got other plans.
So, you guys, in the next episode, it's going to be October. We have an entire month planned focusing on Halloween. So, all we're going to say to you guys is, we hope you like Ernest. This has been Last in Line. You can find me on Instagram at Hey, I'm Kevin. Andy, where can they find you?
Instagram and Twitter at Andy's Alter Ego.
And Nat, where can the kids find you?
Nat _Martin 24 or 26 for Instagram.
And again, find us on Facebook at Last in Line Podcast. We'll see you guys later.